Hello everyone. Today, I want to talk about the Monster Invasion event. Many people are wondering what the most efficient way is to get as much resources as possible per energy spent, which is what I will be discussing in this video. The event takes place every few weeks and lasts 3 days in total. During the event, invading monsters will appear all over the map, and killing them grants courage medals as well as tons of resources. Every time a monster is killed, there is a chance that a monster boss will spawn. They offer better reward, but are significantly harder to kill. During this event, there is a leaderboard showing who did the most damage against these monster bosses. The rewards are given to the top 100 players and consist of resources and alliance contributions. The courage medals earned during this event can be traded in the shop. I recommend to always buy energy first, then the griffin chests, then the speed-ups, then the tickets, then the griffin crystals, and if you still have courage medals left by then you can choose yourself. During this event, a record is shown showing how many monsters were killed by a player before a monster boss spawned. I used this data to determine the spawn rate of a monster boss. One interesting thing I noticed is that I often saw that it took 21 attempts to spawn a boss and never encountered a higher number. I assume this means that after killing 20 invasive monster, the next kill will guarantee a monster boss. Now moving on to the nerdy data analysis stuff. I wrote down all the rewards you get for initiating a rally on a monster, providing the intel and the rewards you get when joining a rally. Because I did not have access to all data yet, I estimated the rewards for joining a rally based on continuing the trend I saw in earlier levels to determine the rewards for the high-level monsters of level 85 and higher. Using the data from the event log, I calculated the spawn rate of a monster boss to be around 12.2%. I then made a function that calculates the total amount of rewards based on killing 100 monsters, which was then divided by the total energy spent, also accounting for the fact that you get 20 energy for providing monster intel. The results can be seen here. The blue bar is the amount of gold you get when killing 100 invasive monsters, thereby taking into account the bosses spawned and killed without joining or starting the rally. The orange bar is the same as the blue one, but then you join the rally on your own boss and you did not start it yourself. The green bar is the same as orange, but then you started the rally instead of only joining. The red bar means you did not hunt any monsters yourself, but you are only rallying other people's monsters. As can be seen, it is clearly better to hunt the invasive monsters and let other people rally your bosses. However, this is only efficient if you are certain you can join the rally and if the bosses are not stolen by other alliances. An interesting thing occurs for higher level monsters, where at a certain point only rallying monster bosses is more efficient. This occurs around level 60 monster bosses. However, keep in mind that the higher level monster bosses are pretty difficult and losing troops to them also cost resources. For iron and lumber, the results are pretty much the same except for the fact that only rallying monsters is not that efficient. When looking at the graph for the courage medals, we can clearly see that only rallying monster bosses is pretty inefficient, as you get the most medals for providing the intel for the boss. If you want to get the most flight XP, you should definitely kill as many invasive monsters as possible, since that is the most efficient way. For hero XP, it is the other way around, where it is really efficient to start rallies. An interesting thing occurs when we change the spawn rate of monster bosses. When we significantly increase this value, we can see that rallying bosses is no longer efficient, but killing invasive monsters and letting other people rallying them is. This would lead to less people willing to start rallies because it is less efficient. The opposite effect can be observed if we significantly decrease the spawn rate of monster bosses. In this case, rallying monster bosses would be significantly more efficient, leading to less people actually going out to hunt for them. I think the developers took this into account and chose the most optimal value to keep things balanced. That's it for this video. I hope it was helpful to you all. Don't forget to join Server 29 if you haven't done so already.